What is going on, my esteemed witnesses of the courtroom? This is the Croc here to bring you a Let's Replay series, starting with something that I've actually been thinking about on the channel. Was there are gaming achievements that I want to start posting for you guys, things that I've actually accomplished as a gamer and stuff, and I want to share that with you guys. I feel like you kind of have earned that. So, of course, with this particular game, I have to give it a minute, and you guys have got to enjoy the cinematic. This has one of the best cinematics as a NES game that I've ever played, and looking back at it, this came out a year after I was born. Now, last year on my birthday, I started this Let's Play, and I've actually lost all the footage. So, today, again, I'm going to restart and hopefully be able to redo a gaming accomplishment that I have done, which is to defeat the final boss of this game using no weapons of any kind, just using jump sword attacks, and plus, of course, Ninja Gaiden being hailed as one of the best and hardest NES games ever to date. Not even to mention that, I don't know why it's glitchy down there. That's kind of strange. I don't really understand. I guess it's okay. So, if you guys know me or know my girlfriend Lex, we run a channel. I've been running this channel since January, for those of you that may be joining us for the very first time. Not to mention, I'm actually used to very quick commentary, whether that be battles or Pokemon TCG, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels, things that have very fast-paced commentary, things that if you notice anything during this Let's Play that resembles that, I do apologize. It's like I said, I basically am just very used to that type of commentary. So you guys will have to bear with me as we jump into Act 1 of Ninja Gaiden. I'll be doing this in kind of partial acts just to see how it goes. And yeah, let's get on with it. So, I actually can sort of remember it might have been a no damage run against Jakio's final form. I don't really remember, but we'll get there when we get there, guys. So we'll just pace right along really quickly. This is the second time I've actually started recording footage, so this is either this is take 2. As we just continue on down here, killing all this stuff, trying to make no damage to make it all professional for you guys. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we're going to try. So, I'm going to actually pick up my first power-up, which this power-up, when jumping, allows me to do this little swirly action, which lets me get stuff. And now I'm going to pick up this fire shield. I'm going to take out these wannabe Mike Tysons, just continuing on, just ravaging through this, being the ninja that Ryu Hayabusa is. But I actually have a question for you guys. Those of you that are Ninja Gaiden fans, I'm curious which costume of Ryu Hayabusa's do you like? Were you partial to his NES costume days, his Game Gear costume, his Game Genie, LOL, Sega Genesis costume, and stuff like that? I'm curious what you guys think about it. And you're just waiting for me to fall, aren't you, buddy? Yeah, you sure are. Alright, so the very first boss of this game, more like a little small mid-boss, simply can be defeated just by crouching and attacking. I should have beaten him with no damage. That's really depressing that I actually got hit by a pretty much almost stationary target. And that is the very first part. That was very, very quick. Very, very simple. Ninja Gaiden also, for what it is actually one of the shorter games. And we'll have these cinematics in between these levels. Someone's following you. Oh my goodness, who is that? Who are you? It's some chick with red hair. She's a redhead. That means she's dangerous, guys. Just a girl. Get out of here. I will, but first, I have a gun. And, actually, the beginning part of that actually confused me because I know Ryu didn't actually get shot as we jump into Act 2. Oh, well, a cinematic, rather, but, you know, that's fine. Alright, so I have to firstly apologize, considering This is a Let's Replay for the second time, considering the original footage was taken off the channel, because as you guys know, Shadow Kid 17 and Team Sonic Brigade were both taken down. I've actually spent the last time since January posting content that I don't know if I've been posting it for the right reason exactly. I kind of feel like I've been doing it all for the wrong reasons, and now I'm trying to turn the channel so that it includes gaming interest and gaming accomplishments that I've made, and also games that, you know, of course you've heard of Ninja Gaiden if, you know, you've been around, but, you know, I also want to make this a little bit more challenging to myself. I really would like not to use save states, because Ninja Gaiden is one of those wonderful early NES games where you couldn't save. You know, it stopped classic Sonic 3, which, thinking about it in a Sonic reference, Sonic 3 was the very first time you could actually save a game. Wow. We're stepping back into the past, I guess. So yeah, I've been thinking about, like I said, a whole different channel direction. There's some things I have thought. I have some things that I'm thinking of doing, and I'm interested in y'all's opinions, because you guys are, of course, the sole reason for these uploads, because you guys are my viewers, my subscribers, the people that have, you know, you take a couple minutes out of your day to check out these videos, check out this Let's Play, and such, and to drop your feedback and stuff. And that was very stupid, Ryu, just saying. It is actually kind of funny. Lexx and I were having a conversation about this yesterday, and her comment was, you know, Ryu Hayabusa is so overhyped. And to a point, he's in a lot of games that he questionably in. You know, if you're a true Ninja Gaiden fan, you guys know that his first crush is in this game. And then randomly, after the Super Nintendo, the Ninja Gaiden Trilogy series that released to have all these games, and God, I'm sucking right now. They released to have all of these games all in one. Basically, what it is after that, you know, he's just got this whole new life. He goes from this, you know, bluish, lavender color get-up, and now he's got this solid black get-up, you know, real-looking ninja. And, of course, he's not, you know, magical or anything. He's just a ninja. Just your regular, ordinary, everyday black ninja, the bandana, you know, his mask and everything. And that's pretty much what he brings to the table. And then he's got this new chick, Kasumi, from DOA. And it's like, what the hell happened to you? You know, you changed from 8-bit to, like, ninja-looking instead of just kind of an 8-bit ninja. But as far as to answer my own question, as far as my input, I actually like his NES outfit the best. I don't know, the only comparison I can really make to it is, you guys know the original Super Mario Bros. 3 cartridge, right? Well, think of it kind of like that. Super Mario Bros. 3 released on the Super Nintendo as well, under Super Mario All-Stars. And oh god, this is hard on a keyboard. Okay, I lied. I will be using save states and/or technically you don't need them because the game gives you unlimited continue. Something nice enough about the original Ninja Gaiden to do that for you. Alright, so back into 2-2 we go. And I actually am reminded how much I don't like this particular stage. You know, I almost, as I go through a Let's Replay factor, I almost feel like A, I should never play on keyboard again, and B, we should just call this series Let's Fail At, because luckily, unlike Cousin Mario, I don't die every other second. That was one of the challenges Lexx gave to my buddy Ben, and Ben was like, no, I refuse, I will not do it. There's no way. Okay, so when you come down here, you've got to actually jump from the left side and come down off the opposing right-hand side without jumping all the way down, because the game assumes if you jump all the way down, even though you can see it and it's not a bottomless pit, that you have died. Why this 8-bit game assumes this, I don't know. And why I keep jumping poorly, I don't know that either. But that's okay. Somebody needs to, like, start keeping a tally sheet for me as we go through this, just to count my deaths, because it'll entertain me as much as it entertains you just to see that number. I don't claim myself to be one of the best at 8-bit games. I find 8-bit games much more difficult than other games, but the whole point of this is to get through this no save states, which again doesn't matter having the unlimited continues. The only time I will use a save state, those of you that do know this particular game, there's a really nasty glitch. I won't say more for the new people seeing this that may not have seen a playthrough of this, just to save you guys from that particular spoiler. But you guys know what I'm talking about, and we will cover that when we get there. So, pressing on. I was talking, before I miserably died, about the graphical enhancement for me as a player that I feel kind of like, again, comparing it to Super Mario All-Stars, when you had Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Super Nintendo graphics, it's just not the same as the NES graphics. It's not as crisp and beautiful and 8-bit and beautiful and stuff. You know, this is one of those classic 8-bits. You know, it's just got that feel to it. I love this weapon. This is really helpful for these, like, ledges and stuff. And I'm not going to pick that up because I particularly like the weapon that I've got. It'll prevent me from dying and crap. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'll die anyway. That's cool. Another asshole-ish thing about Gaiden, though, is when you die, it does lower your magical, like, whatever. You see that little pink thing on the bottom right next to the player, which is counting the lives. That is basically for anything that you pick up, and you notice it keeps going up. I actually am believing that I've actually died more times than when I originally played through this game. I don't know if it's because I have work in an hour prior to uploading this, that I'm just not paying attention. I'm not really sure what the cause is, but the cause is definitely something. That's for sure. But the whole point of this run through, like I said originally, is to exactly what the challenge is, you know? The challenge is the challenge. No matter when we get there, the challenge will still be the same thing, which will be to kill the final boss without any backlash of any kind. Oh, I made it. Awesome. I got hit just at the right spot to come down that ladder. That was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that very greatly. Now, this is a really good part to pick up the fire shield, and you can get, you know, really high up on your power, because you're going to want it. Like I said on this next part, when you get that little spin thing in the air, it's really good for this part, because you guys noticed before I miserably died, at the very end of that part, there's a part that would be very beneficial to have something of the nature, and you are correct, and it is very beneficial to be able to attack like that in the air, because what it's going to actually do is make it where I could just breeze straight through this. Or not. That's really bad, because I really needed to, like, die. Because 2-1 has the part that I can actually go through and pick up the different level of magic that I'm going to need to get through the next part. Now, when we go through these different things, do bear in mind the different death themes, because you're going to want to, like, play them for yourself each time I die, because it's a very constant fanfare. Luckily for me, though, I'd have to say that's mainly for 8-bit. Of course, 8-bit being heralded as the hardest games ever made, i.e. Battletoads, i.e. Any Ninja Gaiden game, Ninja Gaiden 3 being by far the toughest. What's the hardest 8-bit game you guys have ever played? I'm curious to that, too. I'm quite sure it'll probably be Battletoads, Ninja Gaiden, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1. There was also another interesting game Colonel Ben showed me yesterday called Gimmick, something I've never heard of before. Looks like it's a mashup between Kirby and Mario mechanics. It almost looks like the playstyle of Mario, but the musical get-up of Kirby, and it just looks rather interesting. I think I might... I actually live in a place now that has the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful old games. I actually didn't have that when I lived in the other state. and that's a really nice thing to live by. I think ours is called Replays here, and Replays basically goes through and they have old games for you to pick up. So I remember why I hate this entire stage 2 line and these stupid freaking things throwing their daggers like they ain't got nothing better to do. Is that my alarm? I randomly hear something. Is that the alarm? It shouldn't be. Alright, so sorry about that. There was a random alarm. I will actually be posting this part as it's titled Let's Replay Ninja Gaiden. God, I fail at 8-bit, because that's exactly what you're witnessing. But hopefully we're getting some good feedback and input, at the very least, of all of Ryu's deaths for his overhype. As Lexx would put it, it's because of his overhype and synergizing of the character itself. Would be a really good reason that I'm dying continuously. Damn, I really need just enough to get past that other side. I'm actually proud of myself, though, for all the continues and stuff, the unlimited continues. Yes, it takes you back, so I have not used any save states. And I don't really plan to, other than the later part of the game. I figured this was something kind of short that I could start for you guys. It goes with the footage that I want to record. And I have no problem failing at it, you know. If you guys saw a big thing I put up, basically why I upload to YouTube, basically what's in it for me, what makes me feel like it's worth it to me, what benefit do I get out of it, do I still have fun when doing it, etc., etc. Ah, I'm not going to be able to get back up, am I? I might, yep, here we go. I made it. Shit, yeah. You gotta love the 8-bit games where the screen fades on an enemy. So, finally, the 2-3 boss. This guy likes to throw his stuff around, so you can't stand directly in front of him. And you can't really do anything else either. You really can just do as much damage. Oh, wow, you can duck right under him. I guess you learn new things every day that you play a game. I actually did not know you could duck under him when he was doing the swingy thing. So, with that, we get another trailer. So what is this bizarre statue anyway, and who was that woman? Why did she try to shoot me? Why did she pull a gun? I have so many questions. All of this overhype is making me ask questions and overly suspicious. Alright, supposed acquaintance, Mr. Smith. So who is Mr. Smith? I don't think this is the trailer that shows it. No, it is not. This is it. I'm sorry. Ryu Hayabusa. Supposed friend of my father. Ken Hayabusa's son. You know, it's really funny. I guess it's because I haven't played the newer Ninja Gaiden series. I actually have no idea when and if Ken Hayabusa is actually revealed at any time during the storyline. Kind of a shame when you think about it, because I would actually love to know more about him. Amazon Ruins, and this all ties into the storyline with the strange statue and stuff, so just try to follow along with it. I'll keep you guys posted as we continue on. The storyline's actually really good. I have not played the second Ninja Gaiden. Actually, when I started the playthrough after this one, you will be seeing that again. When I started the playthrough of the second one, I actually had stopped. And I actually have this really bad habit of finding too many gaming challenges at one time. That, unfortunately, stuff that I have just kind of sits there and sits there and sits there. And that's a habit that I intend on breaking with this new series and or new content. But I am able to bring content to you guys. It's content that I want to bring for the right reasons. And I get to try to improve on my Let's Play commentary and my no skill ability at 8-bit games, which hopefully at the very least will keep you guys entertained when it comes to dying and stuff like that. So, yeah, so Shinobi can find the evil power of the light and the shadow statues. So, we've got to get both of them. I love this theme, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm kind of dancing in the background as I commentate to you guys, so that's okay. I actually was kind of concerned if I was going to be able to bring anything today. Well then, I don't know who you are. Guess it's time to chase him. Is this the Amazon? This is the Amazon, isn't it? No, this is the campsite. Amazon's 4. Alright, so this is where we meet the enemy that we will come to love and hate. Not right yet. Yeah, condors. Okay, they come in different colors. They do damage based on color, or based on which ones. But I am going to pull a Mega Man thing and time stop. And now I'm just going to continue on and just let that thing sit there. It ain't bothering me, so it's whatever. Interesting enough, I can cut the bullets as they come to me. That makes no sense to me whatsoever, but that's okay. Sir, you need to, like, get your shit out of my face. Those condors actually are not that bad. I remember later on when they deal this much damage. And now, this thing. The end of this part is really ridiculous. Like I said, guys, this freaking game is only like 6-7 stages. It's really short. It's just kind of something to keep you guys entertained with the whistle or whatever. And that was not meant as a pervy joke. So anybody watching this that's a perv, please don't take that the wrong way. Don't twist that. There's no reason. It was simply another way of saying to keep you guys' interest while there's different stuff. But those of you that have been on Beck and Let's Play, there will not be a monumental change in content. Just, you know, it's one of those things, it's like I talked about in my video, I felt like I've been locked into Pokemon so long, which I could have gotten out of it at any time, and you're very right about that, but my thing is, wow, that actually was the part. That was the end of it. Wow, I guess I forgot how short that actually was. I actually still have like 37 for my different abilities. Considering I really only need it right at the end. I don't know if that actually has a maximum you can pick up. You are gonna freaking drive me nuts, sir. So now we use the ultimate mechanic of 8-bit, which is allowing things to fade off of the screen, and we will get away from you, and we'll kill you, because I just don't want to take any more damage. Like, shit, I'm dying really bad. I don't have the ability I would like, but that wasn't the part. I keep tricking myself into thinking that's the part, but it's not. It should be right in here that I pick it up. I need it. There it is. Nope, that ain't it. That's it. But I'm gonna die right there. Damn it! Stupid freaking condors. So, let's try this again. I don't know what's sad. I take more damage from the stationary targets when you actually combine that damage with the condors. The condors aren't that much well, they are that much. I think I'm taking 3 damage per condor at this point, which is very bothersome. It's actually kind of sad. I actually spent most of my gaming days on my GameCube. I feel like that's where I put the majority of time and effort. I actually had one of those miraculous moments where I had a memory card that had 17 games on it, 17 saves, went through the washer and the dryer twice, still worked flawlessly. Where's that data? Gone. And it's kind of sad to say because I would have enjoyed keeping that data. It's up B. Well, that's not how we do it. I think one of the times I actually got to the ending part there, that condor was actually not there. I was like, I was able to kill the leopard and then the condor didn't show up. It was actually rather cool. That's 2 damage per shot on that bazooka. That's pretty crazy. This game kind of figures out that you like a challenge because you're playing, you know, this game, and they definitely challenge you. You know, they put condors in weird places. I'm actually scared to play any kind of hack of this. I feel like it would be too good, and that was just fucking stupid. Having a condor appear out of freaking nowhere. Just kind of fading off into the screen. I'm about to say I was gonna die. There's kind of no way around this. And I don't think in the early Ninja Gaiden you have any healing, because the game assumes you're playing the hardest NES game. You don't need healing. You're a ninja. You should be able to handle shit like this. You should not be getting killed by these condors like you are. But you are, so that's perfectly fine. But luckily, I think I stopped right here. If we can't get through this part before work, I'll just stop here. Actually, I'm going to try one more time, and if we can't get past 3-2 here, I'm just going to go ahead and call it a go, because I want to be rendering, uploading, etc. while I'm at work, etc. Because it's really not that long of a video. It's just a simple NES playthrough. It doesn't require a lot of graphics as far as when it comes to YouTube, so I could probably just record it up, get it up there for you guys, handbrake it real fast, and it could be up there because I've got to go work for 6 hours as I'm recording this. But it's one of those advantages of working across the street. You know, you don't have to really rush to get ready. So that's kind of cool. And I have plenty of stuff to do this with. It's actually a very misleading part, because if you look right there, it almost looks like it's totally free for you, but you'll find out if you move. Oh, damn it. I actually was going to make it that time. But we're actually going to stop there on 3-2. I don't remember if this game actually brings you back to 3-2. So I will save state right here just at 3-2 so we know where we are. And that's really the only reason I'm doing it, just so we know where we are. Hope you guys have at least enjoyed, even rather slightly, a large amount of deaths and stuff. And we'll get back to this next part at 3-2, and that was Let's Replay Ninja Gaiden Part 1, title pending. As always, if you guys have enjoyed, you know, you rate, comment, subscribe. Peace out, objection, and find the computer room, and deuces.